Got to roll something up, but we got to get today's podcast started. Let me just make sure my audio is good. Let me make sure nothing's messed up with the audio here as we get things rolling. You already know who I am. I am the host, Mikey T, the movie star. Everybody watching this, you know what to do when you tap in. Hit that like button. Hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Also, I've got a poll up for y'all if y'all want to vote in the poll. Gillie the kid had quite a few things to say about Birdman, and we are going to go over them today on the podcast. He exposed quite a bit. What's good, everybody? Hit the like button, drop your city and state in the chat, and we're going to get right into things today. Wanted to come on and touch base with everybody. So Gillie actually spoke on Birdman picking BG up from prison. He said, "You're going to pick BG up from prison? The last time you and BG seen each other, he was on the porch with 25 dudes saying, wah." He's making his signature, you know what I mean? He was calling Birdman out pretty much with a porch full of goons. He was sitting up there with all the people that Birdman would legitimately probably be conversing with in the studio while BG was recording. And now they're opposing him. Gillie the kid said, "What are you bringing police around here for? This is your hood." Remember, we were at a video in BG with 25 dudes. You got the police out there. Now you're picking him up from jail. You better have given him some money. That's what Gillie had to say about Birdman actually picking BG up from jail, despite the fact that the two of them had beef. Despite the fact that when BG ended up getting locked up, he wasn't on the best terms with Cash Money. We can all remember that. BG had left the label. BG made quite a name for himself on the independent market. Picking someone up from jail is a big deal, you guys. Picking someone up from jail, it's a big deal. It's a sign of respect. That's what it is. It's a sign of respect. Most dudes actually argue over who's going to pick their mans up from jail. Do you know what I mean? Do y'all know what I'm talking about in here? Now, I don't know exactly if Birdman picking up BG was a clout chase or not. You could actually say, because Birdman didn't pick up Turk, you could say Birdman likes BG more than Turk. Birdman had come out in an interview and actually said he didn't really know Turk like that, which probably shocked a lot of people. Now, if you're going to say you don't know somebody like that, I guess it could be considered a valid excuse. BG was the bigger name. Turk was released from prison in 2012, though, arguably a bigger time for Birdman. And what did Turk get? Turk got a yo, there might be a Hot Boys album. Maybe. BG came home and said, damn, I couldn't make it to the BET Awards. Guess what? I'll be there next year. And you know what? He will be there next year, and he'll kill it next year, guys. That's just the difference right there, y'all. It's crazy to me to see that BG is getting such a warm reception. Red carpet rolled out from Birdman. Already toying with the idea of going to a mainstream award show. BG wants his name back within the mainstream markets, you guys. What's going to happen? I mean, I guess the fact is now that he signed with Cash Money. It looked to me like Gucci Mane had taken a little bit of interest, but Gucci Mane has gotten beaten out on his last few signings. I mean, he tried to sign Gunna after Gunna was already signed to Young Thug. He's trying to sign BG when BG is obviously coming home to the Cash Money family that he always knew. I need everybody in here to hit that like button right now. Hit the like button and drop a comment on this video. So BG wanted to go to the BET Awards. He said he's sorry he couldn't make it. Apparently, some of his what parole restrictions, I would have to say, he's going to be on parole for a little bit of time. But we'll have to see what happens with BG. He's already been working with a number of people. So major salute to BG. I seen he did some work with Boosie. I seen he also did some work with Mano, apparently, Lobby Boys. So that could be interesting as well, but we'll see what happens as far as what direction Birdman and BG end up going. So in my opinion, BG is only going to get bigger. There's a certain nostalgia to BG. People want to have that whole Hot Boys reunion. Even if it's not the best album, the people just want it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Lil Wayne would even have anything against it. It's probably not the first thing on his mind, but he's not going to be like, nah, I'm not doing that. He's going to be like, whatever. Which label is it going to be on? You know what I mean? That's the type of questions Lil Wayne is going to be on. I don't know if Lil Wayne is going to want to do business with Birdman. That could be the one thing that throws this whole thing off when Lil Wayne asks, what label is it going to be on? Potentially, it could be on the Young Money label. You don't really know where it's going to end up, but it looks to me like Birdman is getting himself involved in this situation. You know what I mean? So he's going to want to make sure, Lil Wayne's going to want to make sure the money's right here. But Birdman is a boss. Birdman is the type of guy that thinks one step ahead, y'all. You know what I mean? He thinks one step ahead. He's probably thinking Lil Wayne more than likely wanted to work with BG upon his release from prison. So what did Birdman do? He signed BG. So now if you want to work with BG, you're going to have to work with me, guys. Birds from a feather flock together. So now BG can't do anything if Birdman doesn't sign off on it. Birdman has the say so. He chooses the singles, he chooses the producers, he calls the shots. Birdman is the type of dude that likes to be in control. He likes being in control of the project because he knows what direction he wants to take it. That's the type of guy Birdman is, and we've seen it play out in front of our eyes for the last 25, 30 years. You know what I mean? The dude has been in the music scene since the late 90s. And that's just from what I know, the late 90s. He came from a few years before that as well. UNLV and all that type. I've done interviews about it all, you guys. Birdman has been involved in the music scene for quite some time, knowing these guys since very young ages. The young BGs, when BG was mad young, Lil Wayne was mad young before these guys were ever able to put out a project. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe it was on some little Bow Wow shit where he and Little Romeo. Yeah, because Little Bow Wow was thought after during the Death Row days. But let's get back to the topic. Let's get back to the topic, you guys. Hit that like button if you're just tapping in. Hit that like button if you're just tapping in. Hit that like button if you're just tapping in, y'all. We're live. We're going over this situation that happened. Gillie the kid went off on Birdman. Hell yeah. Salute to Maryland on the tap in. Drop your city and state if you're in the building today. Early podcast, y'all. Drop your city and state if you're in the building. Hit that like button. Salute to Cali. Check it out, TV. So, guys, now the point is BG can't do anything if Birdman doesn't sign off on it, if he doesn't want him to. You know what I mean? Birdman is the type of guy that always knows where he wants the situation to go. You know what I mean? Because let's be real. Let's be real, y'all. BG would have had a harder time doing it by himself. He would have needed someone like, say, P. Diddy. BG needs somebody like Jermaine Dupri. Now, we all know it didn't work out when he tried to link up with T.I. He went over, he signed with Grand Hustle. You know what I mean? Really looked like he was going to be the flagship artist over there, Grand Hustle and Atlantic. It looked like a good home for him because of the fact that he spent so many years on the independents. BG really didn't get that bling bling opportunity, if you know what I'm talking about. But you could argue that the whole situation with T.I. and BG didn't work out because of T.I.'s gun case. You could say that whole gun case threw a monkey wrench in that whole plan. And like I said a little bit earlier, there were rumors of Gucci Man apparently wanting to sign BG to 1017. Y'all, I got major love and major respect for Gucci Man, you know, and I think that's another reason why Birdman put his offer in. You know what I mean? I think the Lil Wayne situation with the Hot Boys collaboration, putting together the tour, I think that had a big thing to do with it. But also, when you see another heavyweight, you know what I mean? When you see another heavyweight in the game like Gucci Man, who has, had the potential of having all the hottest artists under his roster, come to try and sign BG, I'm sure that just put a little bit of a quicker movement in Birdman to get the contracts drawn up. Obviously, they picked him up from jail. You know what I mean? But I just want to say Gucci Man is wavy, man. 1017 Brick Squad, Eskimos. You know what I mean? Gucci Man is wavy, and you're supposed to call him Gucci Man LaFleur. That's what he's known as, y'all. That's what you're supposed to say. Gucci Man to me is just wavy as fuck, y'all. 1017 Brick Squad, man. I fuck with it, y'all. Eskimos, Glacier Boys, whatever you want to call them. Gucci Man really knows how to promote and market. If he would have had his roster together and didn't go and serve those 3 years in prison, he would have QC right now. But so Gillie said the last time you and BG seen each other, he was on the porch with 25 dudes screaming, "Wah! What are you bringing police around here for? This is your hood." So Gillie called Birdman out for calling the police to save him from BG. I really couldn't believe that, man. I really couldn't believe that. I've heard this before. So we're going to talk about it now. Gillie called Birdman out for calling the police to save him from BG. That part. I believe it. I believe it. I could actually see that happening. Because I want y'all to remember. BG is from the slums. You notice one thing about Birdman? He likes straight gangsters, y'all. Birdman likes straight up goons around him. Do y'all know what I mean? It's the same reason that he liked AR Rab. People that mess with Birdman, they're G's, y'all. But BG just has stupid, crazy people around him. Look, you'd be dumb to not feel threatened or be afraid of the people that are with BG. I'm just going to be real with you. You'd be stupid to think he's some sort of a sweet Vic. You know what I'm saying? You'd be stupid to not be feeling threatened by the goons that BG is around. Don't treat BG like any sort of a sweet Vic because he got into the game at a very young age. You know what I'm saying? Don't treat him like that or something. So you got to actually call somebody to protect you. You know what I mean? You got to call somebody to protect you. There could be a time where BG's goons and Birdman's goons didn't want to go at it. They just didn't want to go at it with each other, and in situations like that, when the shooters don't want to go at the shooters, Somebody's gonna call the cops. Why? Because they're scared, you guys. Because they're actually scared of each other. This is the situation that we're looking at. But I'll be real. I never seen no shit like that with Death Row. I never seen that happen with Death Row. And if they're not beefing, guess what? They're calling the cops. And they're going to be like, yo, 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 I seen dude, but he's so lucky that the cops were there. You seen that shit, man? The whole spot was flooded with the police. And then they're going to go ahead and claim that the other party called the cops. Like, yo, look, we got the police called on us because they know how we give it up. We got the police called on us because they know the work that we put in. I'm just putting it out there, guys. I'm just trying to look at this situation right here. So let's move on from that. I didn't say Birdman was afraid of BG. I didn't say Birdman was afraid of BG, but Birdman knows not to underestimate street individuals. Let's be real. So let's talk about it, y'all. Hit that like button if you're all up in here. Hit that like button if you're all up in here. Drop your city and state if you support the channel. Hit that like button if you support the channel right now, y'all. Drop your location as well, city and state. I'm going to shout out whatever city and state y'all is from. I'm from Connecticut, you heard? My bad, yo. What up? What up? What up? We got the Nolia 504 in here. What's popping? What's popping? Southside Baton Rouge up in here. What up, Trill? And Trill also said Death Row ain't want no smoke with C Murder. Okay, man. Yeah, free C Murder. Hopefully they make some progression with his case, man. Free C Murder, C Miller, however you want to refer to him. You know what I mean? One of the realest in the rap game. So guys, I'm not on here trying to say Birdman was afraid of BG, but Birdman knows you don't underestimate street individuals. You know, he knows that he can only go so far. You can only go so far with certain individuals, y'all. Okay, Birdman, you can rob Drake. Drake is going to sue you. You know what I mean? You can rob Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne's your son, right? Lil Wayne's your son. You can rob Nicki Minaj because you're responsible for Nicki Minaj's career. All right, we'll give you that. So you have the authority on that, right? You're entitled to that, right, Birdman? I don't care what anyone else says. People can say Birdman is foul. What I think, Birdman made multimillionaires. In my opinion, in my view, from what I've seen, you get what you negotiate in this game. I don't look at people like Diddy and Suge Knight and Birdman as foul. You know what? Vanilla Ice should have read his contract. I don't feel sorry that Vanilla Ice allegedly got hung over a balcony. I don't. If he didn't get hung off the balcony, we probably would have never heard Shiznit. We would have never heard Dre Day, Lottie Dottie. We would have never heard nothing but a G thing. It was funded by a white boy. That's an actual fact. So Birdman wanted to sign BG because he knows he really gets busy. He's going to rap about what he lived. Birdman knew it was authentic, and that is what is most important to Birdman, y'all. Is it going to work? If BG was a fluke or a phony, people would see through the image. They would see through the image and they wouldn't buy into him. They wouldn't buy into the Hot Boys. So BG needs to remain true to himself. Remain true to self, BG, and Birdman will do right by him. Considering the man was in jail recently, less than a year ago, months ago, Birdman will do right by him. BG won't be beefing over toothbrushes. He won't be beefing over who used his toothbrush to clean their sneakers. None of that bullshit will be going on, you guys. So Gillie in this whole situation with Whack 100, that hasn't been addressed yet. But Whack 100 got exposed on YouTube by my guy Born, the King of New Jersey. He actually put it out there that in a past conversation, Whack 100 literally came on the internet, you guys, and Whack 100 said, Beans cannot whoop Gillie. Y'all hearing me right now? My bad, y'all. The audio's good. I just clicked on the mute button real quick. But yo, what's good, y'all? My bad about that. So Whack 100 literally was on a podcast saying Beans can't whoop Gillie. I don't believe that. Gillie replied to Whack saying, dudes believe anything. Gillie said, on everything I love, Sigel is my man. That's my brother. But nah, me getting knocked out, nah, that ain't me getting stretchered out. I mean, ask Sigel when you talk to Sigel. Beanie Sigel actually addressed it as well. Beanie Sigel actually addressed it as well. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah, guys, Birdman had to save himself from BG apparently. So Gillie said, on everything I love, Sigel's my man. That's my brother. But nah, me getting knocked out, nah, that ain't me getting stretchered out. I mean, ask Sigel when you talk to him. Now, listen, Whack 100 responded to this. I'm going to call him and ask. Gillie wasn't taking no L's. He was a dirty dude. He wants to come out here and play like he's Wild Bill. Nobody is effing with Gillie. That's Whack 100, you guys. Whack 100 said that Gillie was running around like Wild Bill. And he also said that nobody was effing with Gillie. So why the change, Whack? The Gillie wasn't taking no L's part back in the day. Right. That's facts. Only the time when he got shot, which, by the way, guys, who has that interview? Can someone remind me who has that legendary interview when Gillie got shot? That would be your boy, Mikey T. Who wants me to re-blast that interview? Who wants me to re-release that interview when Gillie is talking about when he got shot over a Puerto Rican knot in New Jersey? Guys, Gillie wasn't taking no L's. And now Whack is saying Gillie didn't address it. He addressed it on your half-ass wannabe podcast years ago. Now he has to update his work with Birdman, as he says. Let me ask Whack, what is this content made you $100,000 or something? Have you made 100 racks off this content? This content of Gillie the kid getting knocked out. I want to know why. I want to know why you keep pressing this content. What is it? The first time in life it ever happened? Oh, yep, that's what it is. It's important to Whack 100 because it's the first time in life that it ever happened. Gillie got knocked out. But how? How? Gillie gets busy. It's the same reason why everyone was getting a kick out of Suge Knight getting knocked out, you guys. They were like, Suge got knocked out by a barber? Okay, but Suge Knight is still tough. You didn't knock him out. Talking about Suge got knocked out by a barber. Was it you that knocked him out? Talking about Mano got cut by Boxing Bar. But you didn't cut Mano. You're not tough. Everybody in here, hit that like button one time and drop your city and state. Connecticut's in here. The king of Connecticut, as a matter of fact. The person who is saying that, the people who are saying all this, Mano got cut by Boxing Bar, Suge Knight got knocked out by a barber. You know what the people who are saying that, you're not tough. You're critics. You know what I mean? You want to critique a movie. You want to say, I give that 2 thumbs up. You go to a restaurant. You want to say, I give it 5 stars. You're critics, man. You critique things. But on the flip side, that restaurant where you said the pizza sucked, can you make it better? You shouldn't talk because you can't actually do it any better. So let me ask you, what are you critiquing? You know, I don't critique how an electrician does his job. You know what I'm saying? Now, me as a critique, Mikey T, the movie star, I ruffle feathers. I ruffle a lot of feathers, man. They'd be like, did he really have to say Tony Sunshine was a Terror Squad reject? There's a certain I don't have that fear in me, you guys. I got the fearlessness in me, you guys. And that's what a lot of people like about me. And you know what? I got that carelessness too, because you can tell I smoke a lot of weed because I just have that I don't give a shit attitude. You know what I mean? I'll go to Leek Moss's block and eat a cheesesteak. Sometimes I don't think, and people can't comprehend it. You know what I mean? I don't care about the repercussions because I feel like the people I'm beefing with are non-factors, non-threats. I'm not worried about Hassan Campbell. I don't lose sleep thinking I got to end this crazy beef with Hassan Campbell. So Gillie said, salute Camden, New Jersey in the building. Much love to Camden. Nolia 504 is up in here. Baton Rouge is up in here. Drop your city and state. I represent Connecticut. So Gillie said he knows I'm everything I say I am. And I know he ain't nothing that he said he is. So let's get into that. Let's get to that, as Zip with the Drip would say. Pretty sure I said that before Zip with the Drip, but whatever. Anyways, let's get to that. Let's get into that. There's no shame in some of the things that Birdman is doing, just because he's fucking with the FDI insured cash, you know what I mean? What he's doing, that's rich people shit. What's a rich person stealing 80,000 for? It's because nobody expects me to steal $80,000. I'm rich. They're looking the other way. You know what I mean? It's because it's an easy opportunity. Why not do it? There's rich people There's rich people that are actually on food stamps right now. And when you ask them, they're like, there ain't no shame. There ain't no shame. Y'all take Snap. Ain't no shame. They're busting out the card in a BMW 7 Series, you guys. They're busting out a Snap card. The perfect line to describe that is, got a quarter tank of gas in my new E-Class. Birdman likes exotic things, y'all, but he's still hood. He's driving a new E-Class with a quarter tank of gas, y'all. Do you hear what I'm saying? My bad, y'all. My DoorDash just arrived. We'll get to that though. We'll get to that though. I want you to. What video you talking about? And bro, don't tell me about no. Don't tell me about no $300 bottle of Dom Perignon. Let me know when you drink Dom Perignon, bro. Let's be real. So let me talk to y'all. Let me get back into it, man. Sorry about that. Doorbell shit. You know what I'm saying? Birdman like Birdman likes exotic things. Birdman likes exotic things, but he's still hood. You know what I'm saying? He's driving a new E-Class with a quarter tank of gas, in his own words. But why are you driving with a quarter tank of gas? You know what I mean? You're getting your fuel injectors clogged. You know what I mean? And it's such a nice exotic car. It's just dumb. That means what? You can't afford gas? Every time I get in the car, it's always on E with this guy. The light's always going on. The check engine light, the check oil light. Birdman is the type of guy that'll have a tire pressure low light on. Check engine. He'll have like 15 different lights. It'll be lit up in his Phantom like a Christmas tree. And it's just because, honestly, y'all, he doesn't have time to go to the dealership and deal with it. He doesn't have the time of day. He doesn't care about damaging a new E-Class or buying a whole new fuel pump. Let's be real about it. I hate people who do that, by the way. Honestly, you'll never catch me driving with a little amount of gas in my car. I drive too fast to have that little gas. Birdman, though, he drives them gas guzzling cars, though, so I get it. You know what I mean? He'll pull up in a Hummer. That shit gets like 8 miles to a gallon. So let's get to the comment that Gillie made, though. I want to roll up, but we got to get to the comment that Gillie made. He knows I'm everything I say I am, and I know he ain't nothing he said he is. So I want to talk about some sales. Birdman signed Tina Marie. He said, what is Tina Marie doing on Cash Money? What's she doing on Cash Money, you guys? But let me not say that, because her Cash Money album was actually not that bad. You know what I mean? Now, compared to her previous work, I mean, her previous work was some of her best. Everybody hit that like button. Let me know what city and state you're tapped in from, and share this video one time. Her previous work was some of her best. But in all fairness, the Cash Money albums were not bad. Birdman had a foresight. He had a vision. He said to himself, How can an artist like Tina Marie be unsigned? You know what I mean? This is the white Whitney Houston. This is soul and R&B at its finest. He understood it was like, oh hell no. He's like, oh hell no. He said, this is a white artist that actually has a huge black audience. That's not the norm. It's just not, unless you're Eminem. That's like the first for a female. You know what I mean? She didn't even put her face on her first album cover. There will never be another artist like Tina Marie. They got classics, Rick James song. You know what I'm saying? They play their own instruments. You know what I'm saying? Where are the people like that at? Where are the people like that at, man? Uh, I'll give it to Alicia Keys. She comes close, but there won't be another. And again, she's an old artist. It's kind of hard to transition from the old disco to what Cash Money was doing at that time. You know what I mean? She was like very Mariah Carey-ish. You know what I mean? She knew the type of music she wanted to make. You know, nobody was going to tell her what sounded good. Come on. In the chat, name one whack Tina Marie album. I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait. Everything she put out was legendary, man. Everyone's, even Nas has got a dud, but you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Certain artists, whatever they put out, you're gonna run out and you're gonna buy it. Like Onyx, you know what I mean? Styles P, whatever Styles P puts out, I'm buying it for no reason. I'm buying it on Spotify and Apple Music. You know, there's certain artists that I just want to support in an extra fashion because the Apple Music, I guess it plays a little bit clearer in the bends than Spotify. You know what I mean? It's car stuff, guys. But Birdman is not gonna admit that Gillie is gangsta because Birdman, in his mind, you know, in Birdman's mind, Birdman looks at Gillie in this type of way. He's like, Gillie, you're not on my level. You're too local. Your money's not long enough to beef with me. That's one. You know what I mean? He looks at Gillie in a way where it's like, what are you really hating on me for? If I don't owe you money, why are you hating? Birdman's looking at it like, yo, I tried with the major figures. Why are you knocking me? And then also he's saying, and no, you didn't write for Wayne. He's saying you're crazy. You didn't write for Lil Wayne. And that's another thing that gets at people because they're like, if you wrote the Carter 1, if you wrote the Carter 2, what about the Carter 3, 4, 5? You know, Lil Wayne's fans are crazy. They really love him. So when Gillie was discrediting Wayne years ago, when the people were actually forced to make a choice, they were forced into a corner. You know what I mean? And then Lil Wayne calls him Willie the Squid. And the people are like, who is this Willie the Squid guy? And now there are Gillie fans versus Wayne fans because, y'all, that's just how fans are. That's how rap was. You picked a side. If your favorite artist lost a rap beef, you were going to get dissed. You were going to get ridiculed. And that's just how it was. People would be like, yo, do you fuck with Jay-Z? Nah, I fuck with Nas. Oh, yo, do you mess with Big? Nah, I mess with Tupac. How about, yo, Bone Thugs? You mess with Bone Thugs? Nah, I fuck with Migos. You know what I mean? My whole thing is like, it's like you're forced to pick a side. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you're a Jay-Z fan, you can't come outside for 3 days in a row now because Ether just came out and I'm going to clown you everywhere I see you. Ether came out. You're a Jay-Z fan. I'm clowning you for 3 days straight. Straight like that. Oh, you're a J Hood fan? He just dragged the D Block chain. I might run down on you. You mess with J Hood, bow, knock the fitted off your head. Salute. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Joey. Appreciate that, man. Major salute to you. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Let me know what city and state you're tapped in from, guys. Mikey T, the movie star, up in this bitch. You know we run this shit. So Gillie said, so I had to check myself and say, why are you responding to this buster at your age? When you was young and you was active, nobody wanted nothing with you. They said you was crazy. So guys, when Gillie was younger, nobody wanted it. And there were even people like Leek Moss jealous of Gillie. Let's just be real. Do y'all want me to get into it? I mean, I could just leave it alone. People are going to be like, yo, Mikey T, you're mad. People are going to be like, Mikey T, you're just mad. But I could explain myself here. But do you want me to explain how it was so important for Leek Moss? Yeah, Leek, I seen you on DVD. Shout out to We Are the Streets. I don't remember. Maybe it was DJ Alamo. I seen you, Leek Moss. They were on somebody's block, and you did that Cassidy shit, man. You did a repeat of what Cassidy did. Leek Moss, you did the whole type of, how is Gillie the king of Philly? How? But how is Gillie the king of Philly? I'm Leek Moss, and I'm standing right here. Look at the sign. Yo, man, you were hating on Gillie because it bothered you. You were hating on Gillie the kid because it bothered you that the cameraman asked you that. That's when I knew, and I said to myself, he's jealous of Gillie the kid. Let me find out, man. Let me find out, Moss. I didn't know you was a hater on top of everything else, man. One, you claim you're rich. Two, you say you don't have to rap. And then I understood. It occurred to me. He wants to be tougher than Gillie. He wants to outdo Gillie's legacy. But you know what? He can't. He's not talented enough. He's not charismatic enough. That's why he looked baffled when he was asked the question. And he actually resorted to all these macho tactics. How is he the king of Philly? Yo, homie, you were asked a question. Why are you asking a question back? That's called curbing tactics. I don't like curbing tactics. When you're asked a question, answer it. What color is your shirt? I expect an answer. My shirt is blue. I don't expect what color is your shirt? People who do that, that's a deflection tactic. That's what that is. Now, I don't know what's up with that dude, Leek Moss. He's got no music out, but everyone knows his name, but he's not using his fame to his advantage. He has the whole thing of, I don't want to be famous. Okay, how about this? Delete your Instagram, Leek Moss. Oh, my bad. That's your brother's IG, right? That's your brother's IG that you use to promote your own stuff. I'm going to tell you something. Gangsters don't want to be on Instagram. Delete your shit since you're so worried about being portrayed as a gangster. That's all you're concerned about, being portrayed as real. So before we get into Gillie addressing writing for Wayne, now that I got that portion out of the video, salute Black Wall Street. Much love to the Black Wall Street. Much love to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Philly's up in here. Salute to Philly. H-Town. Salute to H-Town in the building. Let me know if y'all is rolling up. You already know. I got that fire on deck. So Gillie addressed writing for Wayne. So Gillie said, I don't like bringing Wayne up because he doesn't have nothing to do with that shit. Shout out to Wayne. Wayne's somewhere spending his money. It doesn't even matter. I'm not on that old shit. I'm not an old dude whose life is a throwback Thursday. People hate me in Wallow because they have to talk about what they used to do. We are the man right now. I ain't talking about a Range Rover I had in 2002. I'm talking about what we are doing. I'm talking about what are you doing now? Gillie's on fire, y'all. Gillie is on fire, man. I'm going to say Gillie might top Nori if he keeps this up. You know, it's all about having great guests. It's all about having great guests, y'all. Nori does have a lot of guests. I'll say more than Gillie does. So if he has more guests, Gillie could compete with Drink Champs, Gillie and Wallow. Nori has been there first. So when I say he has more guests, I mean everyone was on Drink Champs, y'all. Everyone hasn't been on $1 million worth of game yet. Y'all get what I'm saying? Now, my favorite rapper might not have an interview with Gillie and Wallow on $1 million worth of game, but it's more than likely that he would have already been on Drink Champs. But what Gillie and Wallow do is they show love to the youngins, man. Fabio Foreign. I don't know why Fabio hasn't been on Drink Champs. That's the boy right there. That's the dude that has New York on smash. Come on, Nori. I know you're from Queens, but you should have had Fabio Foreign up there. Kind of the, you know what I mean? King of the NYC drill. They got the Lobby Boys, Jim Jones and Mano. $1 million worth of game has some great guests on their show as well, man. So, you know, Gillie is the man now. But to Birdman, he wasn't before. He's the man now, though. So he's also having his cake and he's eating it too. Because it's like, yo, you had your time. You had your time all them years. But now I'm the man. You had your time in the spotlight, but now it's time for me to shine. And by the way, thanks for helping me not to shine. Thanks for not helping me during my journey. That's the whole message that Gillie is conveying. Like, ha ha, I made it. You didn't believe in me. I'm not bitter or hating, whatever. But some people may view it as though Gillie is hating on Birdman. But again, it's always Whack 100 who stirs it up. It's Whack 100 who stirs it up. Gillie wasn't running around dissing all these guys, but now Whack 100 doing this interview puts him in a position where he has to respond. And Gil, it's like, come on, homie, you're falling for the bait. You're falling for the bait of Whack 100. Be like Jim Jones. Don't talk to these dudes. Hit them with a no comment. It's okay to be like that, man. Hit them with a no comment, Gil. It's cool to be like that. It's okay to have that kind of arrogance, I guess you could say, where you're just like, I'm not talking about him. I'm not giving him no shine. It's okay to be like that too. And I hate to say it, but they're taking advantage of you because Whack 100 knows what triggers you and he's trying to make you crash out. I'm telling you, as your boy, you should really reanalyze it. It's pretty obvious that they're clout chasing you. Appreciate you, Boomer. Appreciate you watching the videos, bro. Connecticut, Hartford in the building was popping. Appreciate you for tapping in. So Gillie said, I can't go back and forth with people who don't have no one that loves them. These dudes' homies don't love him. Their family don't love them. They be out here on an island by themselves because everyone you dealt with, you done dirty. I was happy when I didn't have no money. I can't say I didn't have no money when I didn't have a shitload of money. I always had some paper, Gillie said. Most of these rich dudes are miserable because they can't do shit. 90% of them rich dudes is rich and scary. Well, you know what, man? You should know this, Gillie. Gil, you should know this, big homie. It's lonely at the top. It's lonely at the top, man. There's not a lot of friends up there. Once you reach a certain level of your success, once you reach that certain level, your friends, once you hit a certain level, it gets different. You should know that, Gillie. You can't just be around everybody. You know what I mean? You shouldn't. So it's very lonely. Yeah, it is. It really is. But the thing is, you get used to it. Like it's a feeling that you're okay with. Okay, I'm good with this stuff. I got my money, so fuck a friend. Once you get that part through your dome that it's about this money and fuck a friend, then you'll be like Birdman. You you can have Birdman's mentality because that's what it is to him, you know what I mean? He's about his bread. The interesting thing is he values money, but he spends it so aimlessly as well. That's what I find interesting about him. He values money to this level, and then he'll just give 250,000 away on a jet like that. Birdman is beyond rich, y'all. He is wealthy. Like, let's be clear about that, man. Gillie said, "Everyone you dealt with, you done dirty." Is it true? Is that true? That is the overwhelming blog. That's the overwhelming meme on the internet about Birdman. That's the reason he ran up on the Breakfast Squad. You know what I mean? The Breakfast Club, excuse me. But what does BG think? What does Turk think? Do they feel that they were done dirty? Manny Fresh. What does Manny Fresh think? Did you hear Nicki Minaj saying Birdman owes me kitty? Did you see Drake saying Birdman owes me? Like I said, if Birdman owed Drake, all he would have to do was sue him. You know what I mean? Because they don't have that same father son connection. But we even saw what happened with the $51 million lawsuit with Lil Wayne. Cash Money's brand gets a lot of flack. Certain artists could have expected more in their royalties than what they were worth, or maybe what they negotiated. I don't know. But I just want to say there are artists on Cash Money that did end up happy. You know what I mean? I got to look at this from both ends. You know what I'm saying? I'm not everybody was hating on them. Now, Bad Boy on the other hand, Bad Boy, that's attached to their image like crazy. You know what I mean? That is attached to their image. They're the king of that shady business because everyone knows, oh shit, you signed to Bad Boy. Puffy, Puff Daddy Puff, Pete Pop, Papa Diddy Pop owns ya. But it wasn't like that with like Master P, No Limit. I mean, Snoop Dogg left Death Row to try and go and try that out. We all remember that. People back then, they weren't afraid to try different things. When Snoop went to No Limit, he could have fucked up his whole career. You know what I mean? A lot of fans could have been like, yo, you're not loyal. You're West Coast. What are you doing in the South? You ain't Long Beach anymore. You're out in New Orleans. It was risky, but people overlooked it, y'all. Birdman said a lot. Birdman said a lot, you guys, but Whack 100 was just conveniently involved in this, and that annoyed me. Ask yourself, everyone in here, ask yourself, out of all the people, why is Whack 100 involved in this? He's back to his antics of stirring up bullshit because that's what he does best. He got the chance to interview Birdman, and what does he do? He stirs up bullshit. Okay, Whack, so you got your hero up there. You got your hero up there. What do you mean, Mikey T, his hero? Well, Birdman is a real blood. So Whack 100 feels like if people see that he messes with real bloods, people will think he's a real blood. So Birdman said, I never made $1 off of Gillie. Not $1. Never put a record out with Gillie. Well, yo, homie, nobody said anything about money. See, right away, Birdman jumped to conclusions. You know what I mean? Birdman's thinking if he's talking about me, he must be saying that I owe him money. Right away, Birdman is on the defense. You know what I mean? Listen, nobody said that Gillie said that. Did he say you, Birdman, owe him so and so amount of dollars? You know what I mean? Back in the day, a few years ago, there was a joke about Gillie saying Birdman had an $8,000 check he gave him that actually bounced. You know what I mean? Now, seriously, Gil, you're my boy, but don't do the money stuff with Birdman, yo. He's loaded. You know what I mean? Certain stuff, it's like, Gillie, you can win in another way, homie. Remember, Birdman has been getting money for a long time. You know what I'm saying? A long time. Gillie right now, in the prime of his career. Gillie in the best shape that he's ever been in. Not to say that Gillie hasn't reached heights before. But my whole thing is this. Why do you wait till Gillie is vulnerable to attack him? Like, what kind of coward shit is that? They wait till he's at this point in his life. And in my opinion, that's coward shit. Where were you 4 months ago with this? What is it? Is it because Gillie's name is all up in the headlines and you want clout? You're talking about Gillie on Clubhouse for clout? Birdman, why are you even on Clubhouse? Why are you even on there, Birdman? I'm just saying because you'd have to pay me to go on there. Birdman got tricked into this conversation, in my opinion, with Whack 100. Because Whack 100 wanted him to talk about who? Gillie. So Birdman said, I thought they was fly. He had something with the little crew, but I never made $1 off Gillie. When he be running around with all that capping, I never made no money off you, and you're not like that. I'll say it. Gillie wasn't a good fit on Cash Money. Birdman isn't capping. They didn't make any money off the affiliation. He didn't even mention the group as major figures, guys. He called them a little crew. Look at the groups Birdman has dealt with. They're icons today. You know, Birdman doesn't want to say their names. He called them a little group. Birdman is the type of guy that has the aura of a 5-star general. And again, Birdman's not from Philly. He doesn't realize the impact that they have. He's a rich dude in the music industry. He runs the South. He doesn't really care about what other regions do, y'all. So this is where Birdman brought up the whole altercation with Gillie the Kid and Beanie Sigel. He said, we was in Philly. I ain't got no ill feelings for blood. I ain't tripping off of him or nothing, but he's putting all this false shit out. We was in Philly at a store and we was shopping, and Beanie comes in the store and grabbed him, walked him outside, and he had a blicky on him. We all got blickies on us. I got 100 people with me, but he brought him outside and whoop-de-whoop. He didn't do nothing. First of all, let me put this back out there. First of all, nobody is popping off in the store. That's one. I don't care if the whole store has hammers. Nobody is popping off in the store. You're not disrespecting the store off a GP. They're going to go outside. They're going to wait till you exit the mall. They're going to ice grill each other on the escalators. That's what you're going to do if you want smoke. If you don't want smoke, you're going to stay in the store. And from what Birdman is explaining, Beanie Sigel walked him outside. You got to come with me. I told him what to do. I instructed him of what to do at my will, at my say-so. He's following my commands. But everyone knows this story. Did you hear how Gillie talked to Beanie Sigel on the radio, y'all? Do you know the backstory? Beanie had to do something. Even if it was in front of Birdman, the 5-star general. I don't give a shit who was there, Beanie Sigel probably said. It had nothing to do with him being there. or not being there. That was not to impress Birdman. It was for the people to be like, yo, Beanie Sigel ran down on Gillie for talking that hot shit on the radio. To let it be known that the Broad Street bully ain't to be played with. Gillie took the walk with Beanie. Some people have that mentality, though. Some people are like, yo, let's go. Let's do this. You want to go to Disney World? Let's go. Guess what? I got a rocket in my car. It goes boom. I might send you to Disney World. You can go by yourself. I changed my mind. I'm going to rocket ship boom you there. So Birdman's homies didn't stick up for Gillie. That kind of irked me. You know what I mean? Like, I would expect if I was a newly signed artist and the guys were there with 100 goons, I would have probably mopped the floor with homie. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of shocked that that didn't happen. You know what I mean? Birdman's homies didn't stick up for Gillie. But, at that point in Gillie's career, he didn't hold a high rank to Birdman's guys. You know what I mean? Birdman's homies move when he moves. And if they do something without moving on Birdman's accord, it's going to be like, you want to stick up for him? Then you know what? You can go get that beaten with him too. You know what I mean? Would you say some shit like that to Suge Knight? You know what I mean? Would you say some shit like that to Suge Knight? You wouldn't. You wouldn't, man. And they're not saying it to Birdman either, man. Like, hey, man, don't kick Daz out of the dog pound. Like, yo, who the fuck are you? Who asked you? I might never drop another Dog Pound album ever. You can't say shit to certain people. Like, sir, this is a non-smoking section, but I understand who you are. You can smoke. That's the certain treatment that some people get. You don't want nobody getting shot over a non-smoking section. You know what I'm saying? Because he's lighting up his cigar everywhere he goes. Well, guess what? He doesn't care. That alone lets you know this person has no consideration for the general public. He's just smoking a cigar and stinking up the whole entire room. A cigar is like the only thing that smells stronger than weed. It's like, what the fuck is that, man? And it's like, oh shit. You see the big dude smoking a cigar, Whack 100's hero. Baby, you should have did that interview with Suge Knight on the phone. Let's be real. Salute to H-Town in the building. Everybody in here, hit that like button. Everybody in here, hit that like button. Hit that like button. Share this video. Drop your city and state in the chat. I want to know where y'all tapping in from. Much love to H-Town. Houston in the building. So Birdman said, I never put a record out on him to make money off of him, and he for sure never wrote one rhyme for Moolah. Basically, Birdman is dispelling the whole thing that Gillie the Kid wrote for Lil Wayne. He's dispelling all the rumors that Gillie ever wrote for Lil Wayne and that they owe him bread. Guess what, y'all? Don't worry if I write rhymes. I write checks. See what I did? That's a rhyme. So you didn't write one rhyme for me? Guys, that's a P. Diddy bar. See what I did there? Don't worry if I write rhymes. I write checks. Best rhyme Diddy ever wrote in his whole career. Well, best rhyme Diddy ever had in his career written by someone else. Basically, you didn't write no rhymes is what he's saying. Jay-Z, but I want to point this out. Jay-Z didn't come looking for Gillie the Kid because he was writing for Lil Wayne. Gillie the Kid is not hot because of the assumption that he wrote lyrics for Lil Wayne. He exists outside of that. If Gillie wasn't hot, he wouldn't have been around you. Think about it, Birdman. You wanted everyone hot around you. If he was whack, he wouldn't have been around. So that's how I know he was hot at a certain point in time. So Gillie had said some wild shit, man. Gillie had said some wild shit. Gillie said, "You counted me out and I'm bigger than you." What is you talking about? You counted me out. You're talking about the same shit 25 years later? I called you a bitch for 25 years. 25 years later, you respond, sit your bitch ass down somewhere. I don't want to hear that talking about I ain't like that. Why did it take you 25 years to say that? Took him 25 years to get some heart to say that I ain't like that. I've been calling you a bitch for 25 years, you coward. Everyone that came into the game with you, you owe money to. You're a coward. You're on Clubhouse at 50 talking shit. Shut your goofy ass up. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody cares about you no more. You're old news. And first of all, I just want to say, I want to point out that nobody has ever spoken like this to Birdman. Gillie the Kid is the only one. Like, first of all, Gillie the Kid is the only one to speak about Birdman like this. That is nuts. Gillie talking in this fashion to Birdman? Who's the last person that did that? Guys, take your time. Gillie is the only one. Nobody is talking to Birdman like this. Gillie doesn't care about the money thing. He probably knows Birdman is richer. He doesn't care about that. Gillie got money. So it's like, I don't care about the money. It's personal now. But again, Birdman always has that working in his favor because what Gillie's saying is true. It's right. And it is factual because he's been saying you and Wayne are soft since forever. You know what I mean? Nobody is going to say this is new and erratic behavior from Gillie the Kid. He's been saying this for mad long, which makes Gillie look great as well. Because the same way he felt 20 years ago, he feels today. You can go back and watch his old videos where he's clowning Birdman and Wayne. Now, here's the thing. Did Birdman really just not see it for 25 years? What do y'all think? I guess it's possible. I mean, rich people do have better things to do than be on YouTube. Some people are getting too much money to pay attention unless someone is really, you know what I mean, testing them, which or tagging them, I should say. Like how nowadays you can tag somebody relentlessly on social media. And they couldn't really do that back then. I don't think Birdman was trying to address the Gillie rumors while he was on world tour. Think about it. Who's even going to relay a message like that to Birdman? Who's going to walk up to Birdman like, yo, hey, baby, you heard Gillie the Kid talking shit about you? Nobody is going to even do that. But the only bozo that did was actually Whack 100. Because of course it's on Clubhouse. Of course it's on Clubhouse. It's not in somebody's face. That's why Whack 100 is comfortable doing it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Well, it's good. This is Mikey T, the movie star. We're live. But if you want your questions answered, send in a super chat, man. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying? So Birdman's Gillie said you're old news. Nobody gives a shit about Birdman. Ain't heard that shit in 10 years. Can't even get no shows off your old shit. Nobody wants to hear that. So yeah, man, if you guys are watching this video right now, hit that like button. Hit that like button one time. Now, I just want to bring this up. When you do the whole brrr, when you do the whole brrr, you're actually bigging Birdman up because it's like, oh, you know my song. It's like almost like a one up for Birdman, to be honest. Baby is looking at it like, I'm glad you like my shit. So I'm not sure what the whole brrr had like that that effect, I'm not sure like if that had the effect that Gillie was looking for, like when he did the whole thing to Hassan when he was like ba 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 ba. Like when he did that to Hassan, that worked. You know what I mean? That actually worked. I don't think this had quite the same effect. You know what I mean? I don't think this one had quite the same effect. But again, these are just my opinions. You know what I mean? I don't really think Gillie should have been dissing Birdman. He's been done with that. I think honestly, he should have been dissing Whack 100. Whack 100 is the one who brought this to the table. Whack 100 is the one who made all of this resurface. So that really just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? Whack 100 is the one who presented this to the people. Why would he not diss the source of where it's coming from? Let's be real. I know the what happened to that boy. I know the quarter tank of gas in my new E-Class. And I know Gillie from podcasting. I know Gillie from Smack DVD. I know Gillie from being one of the most sought after rappers in the music industry. Jay-Z, Birdman, 50 Cent. Let's be real. You know, you don't just get meetings with Jimmy Iovine. Gillie said it, man. Y'all counted me out. They counted me out, but I'm still here. I got energy drink out now in stores. Gil, let me get some of them drinks, man. Pure Fuel. Would love to try those. You can walk into stores now, and I got an energy drink. And by the way, this episode of Grinding Birdman Old Ass Up is brought to you by Pure Fuel. It's the best energy drink on the market. It's plant-based, no added sugar. And guess what? It tastes like spicy chicken from Popeyes, 2-piece and a biscuit. This is the only drink where you can drink it and you will lick your fingers. So when you're out and about at your local stores, make sure you go and get some Pure Fuel, the official drink of Grinding Birdman's old goofy ass up. That's right, man. I like it. I like it. Now, honestly, now it's time to roll up because this right here is some fire. I'm going to put this on hold. Just got a couple more joints of these. This Bernie Hanna right here is on fire, you guys. If anybody has any questions in the chat, send them in now. You heard? If anybody has any questions in the chat, send them in now. I'm about to roll up some gas. You know I only smoke the best, man. But I won't lie, man. This Bernie Hanna, really, really good flavor. Really good flavor. I wish I would have bought a little bit more of it, but honestly, I'm probably going to go back to the cereal milk. Probably going to go back to the Mexican flan. That shit's awesome, Mexican flan. And the Granddaddy Pluto is real strong. Shit's like 27% compared to the Bernie Hanna that is 23%. But like I said, sometimes it's just the taste. I don't really mess with Moon Rocks because it's not really a bud. It's something you put on your bud, from my understanding of what Moon Rocks is. So I don't really mess with Moon Rocks. Yeah, I don't really be messing with vape pens either. I really just try to stick to the actual bud, to be honest with you. Roll up a Dutch, pack a cone, whatever I'm going to do. I really don't like smoking cones all that much because cones actually burn quicker than a Dutch. That's kind of annoying because I be smoking a lot. So it's kind of annoying to be running through cones like that. But yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed the podcast today, man. Had to do it a little bit early. You know what I'm saying? I got some things going on tonight, more video releases. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't ever miss any of my live videos. Oh damn! I didn't even finish peeling this. You gotta be kidding me. But yeah, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my live videos, man. You never know what I'm going to be going off about, man. I'm out of here, though. Peace.